Yes. So, guys, let's start our class with a positive note. So, again, very beautiful lines. So, optimism is the one quality more associated with success and happiness. So, guys, always try to be optimistic in your life because optimism is the only key to success and happiness in your life. So, try to be as much as optimistic as possible and also try to surround yourself with optimistic people, right? So, with these beautiful lines, let's begin with the class. So, guys, today is class 16th, and we'll talk about promoting safe and wholesome food, eat right India, food fortification, and safe and nutritious food. So, guys, these are the few of the initiatives which we'll cover today. There are a lot of initiatives which we are going to cover in successive classes, but today we'll talk about these three initiatives. So, again, this is going to be a very, very interesting lecture because in the previous few classes we were talking only about the food science, right? Microbes and all those things. Like, so now we'll talk about from the FSSAI point of view. So now the syllabus now that would focus on the initiatives which FSSAI has taken, rules and regulations which FSSAI has made, and FSSAI Act, and all those things. Means everything and anything related to food safety, FSSAI, right? So today we'll talk about Eat Right India movement. So we'll talk about its objective, why does it started, and what it has achieved till date, and what is food fortification, what are its importance, why did FSSAI start the food fortification, right? So now let's begin with Eat Right India. So guys, Eat Right India, it's a movement actually because it has a lot of programs under its umbrella. So I'll go through each and every program. And guys, it's very, very important because questions can be asked from this topic because e-try movement is a very, very big movement, right? So in this movement, each and everyone is involved because as you all know, FSSAI's main job is to provide safe and wholesome food to the consumer. But now here FSSAI is involving each and every stakeholder. So now FSSAI is not blaming only the restaurants or the food business operators. Now, FSSAI is taking everyone on the board to ensure that healthy food reaches to the consumer because uh, uh, for food to reach in the market, for example, healthy food to reach in the market, there should also be a demand for the healthy food, right? If there is no demand, then why any food business operator would produce healthy food, right? So now FSSAI is spreading awareness among the people as well as among the food business operators so that there is demand and food business operators can supply the right food according to that demand. So now FSSAI is involving everyone, be it farmers, be it food business operators, be it campuses, schools, offices, be it I mean consumers or be it retailers, each and everyone, so that everyone is on board. Everyone wants to promote safe and healthy food, right? So this was just a gist which I wanted to give you. So now let's talk about this the Eat Right movement in detail. So guys, again, this is the initiative of Government of India and FSSAI. Government of India, why? Because FSSAI comes under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So now, guys, just comment in the section box who is our current health minister. So just let me know. Please comment in the give your comments in the section so I get to know that whether you are aware or not. Who is our current health minister? I'm waiting for your answers, guys. Please comment. It's very, very important because FSSAI comes under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and you must be aware of who is our health minister. Okay, only single candidate has answered. Okay, fine. Not an issue, guys. You just go and check if you don't have any idea. So, right, just go and check after the class. Yes. So, guys, right answer is Mansukh Mandviya. So, Mansukh Mandviya is the right answer. Dr. Harshvardhan was previous health minister. So, he has been replaced by Mansukh Mandviya, right? So, just make sure you know this because FSSAI can ask such questions. Because FSSAI is the ministry which comes under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and who is the head of the Health and Family Welfare Ministry? He is Mansukh Mandviya, right? Just go and Google this person and also watch his picture, so that that picture get imprinted in your mind, right? So guys, this initiative is run by Government of India and FSSAI to transform the country's food system in order to ensure safe, healthy, and sustainable food for all Indians. So guys, as I said, this campaign, this movement is started so that safe, healthy, and sustainable food can reach each and every individual, because that is the main objective, major goal of the FSSAI, to ensure that safe and healthy food reaches to the consumer. And if you see, this movement is aligned with the National Health Policy 2017. So Government of India, they have started National Health Policy in 2017. Although this policy is not at all important, don't go and read about it. They are never going to ask. Just remember that it is aligned with the National Health Policy, wherein government wants to promote healthy eating, healthy lifestyle, and good facility, you can say medical facility to all. So yeah, that is what National Health Policy is. So don't focus much on this, but just remember, this has been combined with the National Health Policy with the focus of preventing and promoting healthcare for all citizens in the country. Right. So this was launched in the year 2018. Eat Right movement was launched in 2018, very, very recent. And it is led by FSSAI. And the tagline. So guys, taglines are also very important. Eat Right India movement's tagline is Sahi Bhojan Behtar Jeevan. So just remember this tagline as well. Right. So now moving ahead. So yeah, if you see, and now I'll let you know which are the various programs, because Eat Right India movement is an bigger umbrella. So under this umbrella, there are various programs which FSSAI is conducting, right? So if you see here, under this umbrella, the first program that FSSAI is conducting is FOSTAC. So FOSTAC is nothing, it's a training and capacity building. So we'll do this in detail in our coming classes, because we are going to talk about all these initiatives. FOSTAC is basically, it's a training program which must be taken by the food business operators, right? So big food business operators who have very big team of cooks and chefs. So out of those, whoever heads those cook, so that person needs to go and train himself and obtain the certificate from FSSAI, right? So that is the FOSTAC training capacity building program which FSSAI conducts, not FSSAI, but FSSAI along with various other private players. So a training is provided to the food business operators. And second, if you see, so now there is also something known as hygiene rating. So FSSAI is promoting, as you know, we read in Schedule 4 that FSSAI is very much focusing on hygiene and sanitary requirements. So hygiene rating. So now a rating would be given. For example, there are a lot of food joints, right? Food joints in a particular area. So now FSSAI would go on each and every stall, and it would give them the hygiene rating, so that consumer can look at that hygiene rating, and they can take an informed decision whether they should eat from this stall or not, right? So hygiene rating is one thing. Then they are also promoting clean and fresh foods. Then there is another program, Bhog. So Bhog is nothing but basically FSSAI is promoting sanitary and hygienic requirements and all the food labeling regulations in the temples or mandirs or gurudwaras, right? So all these places where prasad is given to the devotees, right? So FSSAI is also taking all the religious places under it, so that all the prasad that is given, it must be cooked in the proper sanitary and hygienic condition. It must be packed in proper proper packaging. It should be properly labeled. So yesterday, day before yesterday only, we read about packaging, right? So FSSAI is even taking all these religious places under it, under the program known as Bhog. So again, Eat Right Station. So guys, Eat Right Station, I'll talk about this in detail, because today we are going to completely talk about Eat Right campaign. And again, then there are few consumer awareness programs. So Eat Right School. So FSSAI is also promoting eating right food in schools, because school is the only place where children spend maximum of time, right? So whatever food you eat in younger age, so you tend to build that habit. So FSSAI is covering all these schools to promote the right food, and also Eat Right campuses. So campuses like hospitals, then offices, then I mean all the institutional buildings. So everywhere FSSAI is promoting Eat Right campaign. And also third is Eat Right toolkit. So if you see here, this is a toolkit. So toolkit is nothing but it's basically a training manual. So these are provided to the local health workers so that they can go and educate the people in rural areas or smaller areas, right? So we'll talk about this also in detail. Then further it is addressing adulteration. So guys, if you see, as I told, FSSAI is bringing all the stakeholders on a single ground. So if you see here, FSSAI is also bringing the consumer along. And if you see here, FSSAI is bringing all the, I mean, food vendors, be it temples or be it, any food stall holders. So everyone, each and everyone, FSSAI wants it to be a holistic movement. So they are bringing everyone on the table, right? So then addressing adulteration. So again, adulteration is a very big issue. So FSSAI has come up with the scheme that is known as food safety on wheels. So food safety on wheel is nothing but the lab. It's a lab which is built on a van. So in rural areas where facilities of testing food is not available, so this van can easily go and test food and check for adulteration. So this also we'll talk in detail in our coming class. Then again, dart book. So guys, dart book, I think I've already shared with you the dart book. So dart book is very, very easy. You can conduct, there are very simple experiments which are given in this dart book, which you can carry out at your home to check the adulteration in the food. So then is food safety magic box. So again, this is a simple toolkit which is given to the schools so they can conduct the food testing at the laboratory level in the schools. So this is known as food safety magic box. Then consumer connect. So now FSSAI has given launched various websites where consumers can visit regularly. They can find out about healthy foods and what all initiatives FSSAI is taking, all that. So now next is enabling healthy choices. So guys, food fortification. So we'll talk about this food fortification in detail because today we're going to talk about that. And again, reduction of the salt and sugar and fat. So I'll talk about this also, and reducing trans fat in our diets, right? Because trans fat is the major reason of atherosclerosis or the heart disease, right? So guys, you would have also seen FSSAI recently engaged Rajkumar Rao, a very famous actor, for promoting the Eat Right movement. So definitely, I mean, whenever you would have gone to watch movie in the theater or the multiplex, you would have seen Rajkumar Rao promoting it on bigger screen, right? So there was a very good ad promoting the Eat Right campaign. So yeah, I mean, I just gave you this example so that you can relate to what FSSAI is promoting, right? So Eat Right campaign is very, very important. So now other initiatives are Javik Bharat. So guys, Javik Bharat, this is the program for promoting organic food. So whichever organic food you buy from the market, make sure you have this logo. This is known as Javik Bharat logo, right? So FSSAI is promoting this through this logo, and also RUCO. This is repurpose used cooking oil. So guys, we'll talk about all this in detail. Don't worry. Today it's just a brief, right? So RUCO is nothing but, for example, you might have seen food vendors, they use cooking oil again and again for making samosas, for making pakoras, or, for making other delicacies. Now, FSSAI has completely given guidelines that restaurants should not use oil more than 3 times. So after the third use, they must give it to the companies where this oil would be used for making biofuel, right? So RUCO is the another initiative of the FSSAI. Then save food and share food. So now here FSSAI has engaged various private bodies where, for example, if there is a bigger marriage or any bigger function taking place, and normally what happens, a lot of food goes waste. So now save food and share food is an initiative of FSSAI where those marriage palaces, they can enroll themselves on this platform, and after any program, if there is surplus of food remaining, they would not throw that food in dustbin. Rather, they would donate it to that on that website, and those people from those company, they would come and take the food and distribute among the poor. So I think again it's a very, very good initiative. And safe and sustainable packaging in the food and beverage sector. So yesterday we talked about packaging. So packaging is not that important topic, but yeah, I mean FSSAI is taking steps in all direction to ensure safe and wholesome food to all the consumers, right? So guys, I hope things are clear till now. right? Just give me thumbs up if things are clear. So now we'll talk about Eat Right movement in detail, right? So don't worry, we'll talk about all these initiatives in our coming class. So it's gonna be a really interesting class, right? So guys, let's talk about Eat Right movement now in detail. So as per FSSAI Act, it is expected to ensure safety and wholesome. So as you all know, major role of FSSAI is to ensure availability of safe and wholesome food for the people of India. Thus, Eat Right movement is a large-scale effort to transform country's food system into safer and healthy eating habits. So, guys, basically, now with this movement, FSSAI is just trying to promote the awareness among the people so that they can demand for safe and healthy food. Guys, is my voice audible? Some candidates are facing issue with my voice. Is it breaking? Please let me know. Is it clear? Okay, okay. Okay, guys, it can be issue at your end as well. So whoever is facing the issue, please, you can disconnect and again join the class, right? So yeah, I mean, this is basically to change the eating habits of the people of India, because after the advent, after once these, especially American food chains, when they entered Indian markets, so our healthy eating habits have completely changed. Now even we, like to eat fast food that is readily available, right? All these pizzas, burgers, and fries, these are getting into our everyday life. So these are the foods which are causing a lot of health issues, be it obesity, be it diabetes, or be it cardiovascular disease, right? So now FSSAI wants to promote healthy eating, because uh, I mean, our culture was not such, right? Only after the advent of these bigger international food chains in our system, so now these issues are rising. So in order to reverse those issues, FSSAI is running this movement, because guys, you should note one thing here: FSSAI cannot go and directly tell these food joints to stop selling the food, right? Because I mean, again, it is their right to sell food, right? And also now FSSAI is not going to those food makers to asking them to stop the food. Rather, FSSAI is reaching the consumers to change their mindset, right? So that it is win-win for all. Neither they are stopping those food businesses, but on the other hand, they are making people aware so that they demand healthy food. Then ultimately, if consumers are demanding healthy food, then these companies have to provide healthy food, right? So now FSSAI has taken a very smart move, right? So Eat Right India is built under three pillars. So guys, just remember, it's very important, this can be asked in the exam. So three pillars of Eat Right India movement are: eat healthy, eat safe, eat sustainable. So these are the three pillars on which Eat Right movement is built. So I mean, these are self-explanatory point, right? Guys, my voice is audible. Again, few candidates are complaining that voice is not coming. Please confirm. Hello, guys, please confirm if I'm audible. Okay, 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 fine, fine. So yeah, so I was saying that these are the three pillars: eat healthy, eat safe, and eat sustainable. I mean, these are self-explanatory point, right? What do you mean by eat healthy? Eat healthy means you should, uh, you should eat healthy foods, fresh foods, daily cooked meals instead of fast foods. Eat safe. I mean, make sure you eat from the places which adopt proper hygiene and sanitary practices at their cooking places. Eat sustainable, right? So now let's talk about these points in detail. So if you see eat healthy, first we'll talk about eat safe. So ensuring personal and surrounding hygiene, hygienic and sanitary practice throughout the food supply chain, combating adulteration, reducing toxins, contaminants in food, and controlling food hazards. So guys, we have talked a lot about hygiene and sanitary, right? So this is again, I mean, again, it's a repetition, right? So FSSAI, by eating safe, they mean that the food wherever it's cooked, that place should practice all the safety, all the safe and hygienic practices, right? Sanitary and hygienic practices. Also, FSSAI wants that thus throughout the supply chain, right? Throughout the supply chain, the food should be protected from all type of contaminants, right? So all these practices FSSAI is covering under eat safe pillar, right? So eat healthy. So if you see, promoting diet diversity and balanced diet. So guys, diet diversity is very, very important, because earlier, if you would have seen, normally, in Indian culture, there was rice which you used to eat in lunch. Then there was chapati, vegetables, salad, curd, right? So, and also, sometimes you used to replace your veg diet with meat or eggs. So that is diet diversity. I mean, you should consume all type of fruits and vegetables, be it veggies, or be it non-vegetarian foods, be it eggs, because diet diversity is very, very important. That is known as balanced diet. And eliminating toxic industrial trans fat from the food. So guys, normally, whenever you eat deep fried food, so if the food business operator is not changing the oil frequently, then it could lead to development of trans fat in that food. So trans fat is very, very dangerous to our health, because trans fat is the major fat which could lead to our artery blockage, right? So avoid eating from the places which are not reliable, because those guys, they keep on cooking food or using oil again and again. So this could lead to high trans fat development in the food, and also reducing consumption of salt, sugar, saturated fats, and promoting large scale fortification of the staple food. So now FSSAI, through eat healthy pillar, they are guiding individuals to avoid all these high consumption of salt, sugar, all these foods which have high salt and sugar, saturated fats. And now they are promoting fortification of the staple food. So I'll talk about fortification in my coming slides. So let's move on to the third point: eat sustainable. That is promoting local and seasonal food. So guys, I mean, local and seasonal foods are always really good, right? Even cold storage food should be avoided. So always try to have seasonal food in your daily diet, and also preventing food loss and food waste. So one should not waste their food, and conserve water in food value chain, reducing use of chemicals in the food production, and presentation of and using safe and sustainable food packaging materials. So these are the three pillars. Just make sure you remember in each pillar what FSSAI is trying to promote, right? So this is very, very important from the examination point of view, right? So now moving ahead, so let's talk about the significance and the objectives of the Eat Right movement. So if you see, this movement, it just does not aim at the good food habit for the people of the country, but also promote that food is good for the planet. Yes, so that is what in the third pillar we read, that eat sustainable, right? So FSSAI is promoting to use the organic fertilizers, organic manures, instead of chemical preservatives, chemical pesticides. So food should not be good for us, but also it should be good for the planet, right? So also it adopts judicious mix of regulatory capacity building, collaborative empowerment approach to ensure that both the parameters are followed. So guys, as I told you, FSSAI is now taking all the stakeholders on the table. So now they are taking a collaborative approach, where they are empowering the consumer, as well as they are providing the training to the food business operators, and also they are spreading awareness in schools, then campuses, and also they are going even to the rural areas with the help of food safety of on wheel initiative, right? So that van can go to each rural area which are far from cities, and they can test food for adulteration, right? So I mean, each and every stakeholder is involved, so that food can be healthy and sustainable food can be applied, right? So again, I mean, this is again a repetition basically. So if you see robust standards, so FSSAI is also, although FSSAI is building robust standards and code of practices, but FSSAI realized that just enforcing these standards or rules on these food business operator, rather involve all the stakeholders and ensure safe and healthy food to each and everyone. So now FSSAI, although they are building the robust standards and rule, but along with them they are also promoting the credible food testing and effective surveillance. So now, as you know, food being a food safety officer, when you join a food safety officer, so you would be going on surveillance and you would be collecting the samples for testing. So similarly, FSSAI is also doing a capacity building. They are coming up with new labs at different locations. So that is why they are also recruiting food analysts. So food analyst role would be conducting all these tests and effective surveillance. For surveillance, they are recruiting food safety officers. So yeah, I mean, they are strengthening their capacity, their reach at each and every point. And again, strengthened compliance, enforcement, and emergency response. So yeah, I mean, they are also strengthening the compliance. They are putting pressure on the food business operators also, that you have to comply, otherwise you would be penalized, right? So they are ensuring that they should compliance, and also they are enforcing these standards, right? Then there is the fourth point is strong culture of self compliance. Yeah, I mean, FSSAI, although they are making the rules, they are also enforcing these standards. But now FSSAI also want that the food business operators must come up, they should come in front themselves, and they should ensure that they self comply to all the rules and regulations which FSSAI release from date to date, right? So self compliance is very very important, because enforcement is not a solution, right? So if food business operator, they change their mindset and they ensure that we would comply to what FSSAI is saying, so then it's an easy task for all of us, right? Then also promoting healthy diets and sustainable diet and empowered consumer. So now ultimate power lies with the consumer, because if consumer is only not demanding the this junk food and all those foods which are high in salt and sugar, then this food business operator would themselves stop, right? So FSSAI is empowering consumers here to demand for the healthy food. And also there are a lot of consumer rights. You would have seen in the news that consumer rights, you can sue that food business operator if your rights are if if they don't provide the food that you have demanded, right? If the food has been adulterated, so consumer has a lot of power, right? So these are the basic strategies which FSSAI is planning to undertake in this initiative. So now let's talk about the mission of the Eat Right campaign. So if you see the mission, so mission is to its vision is by 2050, it's about creating a culture of safe, healthy, and sustainable food for all. So within coming 20-30 years, so FSSAI wants that culture of safe, healthy, and sustainable food should be throughout the country, right? And also making India trans fat free by 2022. So guys, now, as I said, trans fat is the major cause. So each and every food item which you eat, it has trans fat. So today, when you go home, I mean, when you go to your kitchen, so just pick a packet of any processed food, be it biscuit or be it any item, right? So there would be trans fat written in that. So now FSSAI want by 2020, by next year, this trans fat should be completely eliminated from our diet, because the trans fat, it also comes from the vanaspati, because vanaspati ghee is very very cheap. So these food business operators, they also use this vanaspati ghee to cook all our packaged food, specifically like your biscuits or your cookies or all the chips that you eat. So vanaspati ghee is one of the major source of trans fat. So now when you go and pick up the packet of the biscuit, so you would notice, in the list of ingredients, it would be mentioned vanaspati oil. So wherever it's vanaspati oil, guys, please mind you, never try to consume that food. Also try to avoid the food which is made in vanaspati oil, right? Vanaspati is very, very dangerous because it has the highest amount of trans fat. So now FSSAI is taking initiative to remove the trans fat by 2022 completely from our diet, and it aims to cut down salt and sugar and oil consumption by 30% in 3 years. So again, I mean, it's since it's involving all the food business operator also in this movement, so FSSAI is giving them the training, giving them proper guidance, so that foods which are high in salt and sugar, their consumption or their production can be reduced, and also oil consumption they want to reduce by 30% in the 3 years, right? So moving ahead, Now guys, let's talk about Eat Right movement stations. So now, along with the Eat Right campuses, FSSI has also taken initiative at our railway stations. So railway stations, as you know, there are a lot of food stalls on railway stations, right? So now FSSI has even reached this railway station, right? So that eat healthy food can be promoted even over there. So if you see, railway station in India house several petty food vendors and stalls and see heavy footfall, right? So a lot of people who travel by railway, especially in India, because India is a still developing country, majority of individuals, they cannot afford flights. So now each and everyone travels by train, and also train is a cheapest mode of travel, right? So there are a lot of food vendors or stall that you see on the railway station, and also they have heavy footfall because they provide food at nominal rates, right? So Eat Right Station initiative is designed to ensure that safe and healthy food is served to the passengers or visitor to the railway station and the railway officials. So this is majorly to provide safe and wholesome food at the railway stations, right? So under the initiative, all the food vendors of the railway station will be audited, trained, and certified. So now FSSI is training all these food vendors to make healthy food, to ensure to adopt healthy and hygienic practices when they cook food, and also FSSI conduct audit. They audit these food stall regularly, and whoever is not complying with those conditions, with those standards, then they are heavily fined, right? And also proper certification is provided. So railway stations that fulfill benchmark criteria will then be recognized as Eat Right stations. So now, if I take you on next slide, so there are already Eat Right stations which have been given this certification. So if you see Mumbai Central Railway Station, so this railway station is in Mumbai, and it is the India's first railway station to be certified under uh, Eat Right station, right? So just remember, this can be asked in the in the question, right? So Mumbai Central Railway Station is the first railway station which is certified under Eat Right Station movement campaign, right? And then Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus Station again in Mumbai. So these two, this was the first station, this is the second station, and again the third is Anand Vihar Terminus Station. This is in Delhi. So these are just three examples. There are also three more, if I'm not wrong. So that is given in our notes. So just go through those notes, right? So just remember, Mumbai Central is the first railway station, then it was Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, and then it was Anand Vihar Terminus in Delhi, right? So now, whenever you visit these railway stations, you can be, you can be tension free, right? Because FSSI has already, covered all these stations. You can eat food from these stalls on these stations without any reservations in your mind, right? So now let's talk about other Eat Right initiatives. So now, if you see, already we spoke about Eat Right station. Now, FSSI is also covering Eat Right campuses. Now they are also certifying the campuses. For example, your colleges, your schools, your institutions, all the IITs, even Labasna, where the future IAS officers are being trained. Right, Lal Bahadur Shastri. It's in Missouri, that academy. So even that is that has been certified by FSSAI. So Eat Right campus is providing, it's for providing certification to all the campuses, and also Eat Right schools. So all the schools, because there are there is high diabetic and also high obesity cases, if you would have seen in the school going kids. So earlier, like before, like 5 to 10 years, these cases were very very low. But now at very early age, at very nascent age, kids are being diagnosed of diabetes, they are diagnosed of obesity. So now FSSAI, it wants to cover all these schools under this initiative and promote safe and healthy food to all the children. Then Eat Right toolkit. So let's talk about this in detail. So first we'll talk about Eat Right campuses. So if you see, so campuses, guys, if the word campus is used, so it means all the workplace, all the corporate offices, right? All the colleges, institute, universities, all the hospitals and health institutions, all tea estates, and even jails, right? All the jails which are under the purview of the government, right? So now if you see, Eat Right Campus initiative have twofold objectives. So it has two objectives majorly. So to create an environment of safe and healthy eating for the residents and the visitors in the campuses through compliance to the set well-defined parameters, which are equally important. So again, I mean, FSSAI has given certain parameters to these institutions, to all these bodies, which I showed in the previous slide, so that they can comply to those standards. Majorly, the major compliance would be adhering to the sanitary and hygienic requirements, because that is the very, very basic and a very, very important initiative, right? Then it continuously reiterates the message of mindful eating habits in places that are part of our daily routine at our workplaces and colleges. So guys, even FSSAI, it has trained, for example, corporate sector, right? In corporate sector, the HR heads are being trained to promote eat and healthy foods amongst the all the office going people. And also the canteens, big canteens which are available in these corporate houses, FSSAI ensure that they obtain the license and they adhere to all the compliance, all the rules and regulations which are given in FSSAI Act, so that they can promote healthy food, right, in these offices. So if you see, till now, this Eat Right Campus, it has seen a very good success. If you see, it's gaining momentum since it was launched in 2019. So this Eat Right campaign, campus initiative was launched in 2019, very recently. And one of the first World Food Safety Day. So again, this is very, very important. World Food Safety Day is celebrated on 7th June. So just make this a point. And the first World Food Safety Day was celebrated in 2019, very recently. And the day is 7th June. Just remember this number, remember this date, right? So 7 campuses were awarded Eat Right Campus certification. So on this day, FSSAI provided certificate to 7 campuses. So which are the 7 campuses? If you see, these are IIT Gandhinagar, IIT Roorkee, then Labasna, where future IAS officers are trained, in Mussoorie, then Unilever, Bengaluru, then Wipro, Bengaluru, then HCL, Noida, Genpact in Gurugram. So, I mean, definitely all of you would have heard the name of these companies, right? Wipro, HCL, then Genpact, Unilever. These are big MNCs. So these MNCs, since they are bigger corporate houses, so they have their own bigger canteens, right? So FSSAI has given the certification to all the canteens in these campuses. So just remember, guys, these names, because these can be asked in exam, right? Because these are factual. So you need to remember these facts, right? Then Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, Labasna, Mussoorie, right? So even this institution, premium institution where future IAS officers are trained. So this is in Mussoorie. Even this has been certified by FSSAI under this initiative, right? So now, guys, let's talk about Eat Right School. So again, I mean, the major objective is to promote safe and healthy food among the school going children. So if you see, poor eating habits impact not only physical but also mental and cognitive health of the children, lowering their immunity, and can cause serious implication on the learning outcome. So guys, as you know, kids are in their development stage, right? And if in that development stage, if they are fed with high salt, high sugar, high food with trans fat, and I mean, unhealthy food, junk food, so you can imagine, I mean, children, their development would not, it won't be proper, it won't be appropriate. And also, even their learning outcomes can be impacted, because at the end of the day, junk food make you very lethargic and make you very weak, because you are not getting the important nutrients which are required in that age, right? So now schools are and also, if you see, 7 to 8 hours of the day, I mean, students, they spend almost 7 to 8 hours in the school every day. So this is the place where FSSI thought they can bring a change, right? So moreover, most of our food habits are established at a young age. Also, guys, this is very valid point. So food habits, they developed majorly whenever we are young. So if at very young age, if FSSAI promotes healthy eating, I mean, eating veggies, eating green leafy vegetables, eating healthy food, eating balanced diet in these schools. So again, I mean, whenever these kids grow up, they would definitely stick to such diets, right? So I mean, yeah, it's a master stroke, I would say, because FSS has taken a very good initiative by targeting schools. So again, Eat Right School is designed to help school children to inculcate healthy eating. Yeah, I mean, this is again a healthy eating which FSSI want to inculcate in the school going children. And also, guys, there is something known as yellow book. So yellow book is nothing but this is a book in which FSSI has given certain guidelines. So you can just go and download this book. Just type yellow book by FSSI in Google, so you will find that book. So it's very basic thing. I mean, normal how sanitary and hygienic practices must be followed at school. So those are givens, so you can just download it and just go through it from the knowledge point of view. Although question might not come, yeah, but question might come for whom FSSAI did issue the yellow book. So yellow book is issued for schools. So just remember this, right? So school may also create healthy and wellness teams certified by FSSAI to drive various program in the school. Yeah, FSSAI also given certain guidelines so that schools can, it can get along all the teachers and make a team of those teachers, and that would be known as health and wellness team. So these teams can go and inspect the kitchens every day. They can, guide and they can promote to all the food, whoever cooks the food in the kitchen of the school, they can guide them to cook the healthy food, right? So further, a comprehension matrix has been created for schools that include circular and extracurricular activities. So guys, further FSS is also promoting curricular and extracurricular activities in the school, just through plays, through dramas, through skits, to promote these healthy eating habits in the school, right? So now, guys, if coming to the success stories, so almost 33,000 schools across the country, they have enrolled in this program. So you can imagine, I mean, 33,000 is a big number, but if you talk about India, this number is very small. I mean, more schools should come ahead. So tomorrow, whenever you join as a food safety officer, so it's your duty. So area which has been allotted to you, make sure you also reach to those schools, make sure they enroll with the FSSAI, so that they can provide safe and healthy and balanced diet in their school to the young children at very nascent age, right? So now coming to Eat Right Toolkit. So guys, Eat Right Toolkit, if we talk about it in detail, so it's an interactive training kit. It's nothing but a training kit that has been designed to integrate with the existing training modules for the frontline workers. So guys, you would have definitely heard about frontline workers. These are Anganwadi workers, then Asha workers, then Asha Sangini, then multi-purpose worker female, then community health officers, mid-level health providers, and medical officers at health and community welfare. So basically, these Anganwadi workers or Asha workers you would find in the village level, right? So these are trained these are trained health provider personals who go to village, and FSSAI is trying to leverage it, because these people, they have a very good reach in at the rural level where FSSAI cannot reach. So now FSSAI training is training all these workers, and it has provided them this toolkit. So toolkit is nothing but a training material which these people can go, whenever they go to the villages, they can talk about healthy eating, right? And also promoting sanitary and hygienic practices whenever food is cooked. So again, I think it's a very good initiative by FSSAI. And also tomorrow, whenever you join as a food safety officer or a technical officer, so make sure you should come up with such ideas, right? Because FSSAI is looking for such ideas. I mean, this is a master stroke, right? When you don't have a reach, as you know, FSSAI is not that big a department, right? So now they are leveraging all the infrastructure, all the the programs which are already run by Government of India. So they are incorporating all their initiatives with this ongoing program, so that promoting healthy food can be reached through this program even at the rural level, right? So now this toolkit has been co-developed by FSSAI with the help of National Health System Resource Center and Voluntary Health Association of India. So just remember these names. With the help of all these institutes, so FSSAI has developed the Eat Right India toolkit. So if you see, it's a training manual as well as useful tools in the form of videos, posters, activity card, flyers, interactive games to educate people about safe and healthy diet in a simple, clear, and engaging manner. So, guys, if you see, I mean, in village level, people are very, very simple, right? So now FSSAI, in order to reach them in this toolkit, FSSAI has made many videos so that these can be very, very interesting and interactive. So through videos, through posters, through activity cards, through flyers, and through even through dramas, plays, so that healthy eating can be promoted. So through this toolkit, community member would learn about eating safe by following safe food habit practices, including personal and surrounding hygienic, and combating food adulteration. So I mean, at village level, adulteration can be high because there is no one to check, right? So now FSSAI is promoting, FSSAI is engaging all the consumers through all these programs so that they can question food adulteration in their villages. So they would also learn about eating healthy, that is balanced diet, fortified food, avoiding food with high salt and sugar, and eliminating trans fat. So I mean, goal is same, be it rural area, be it cities. So goal is majorly same, to avoid all these unhealthy foods, right? So this is all about eat right school, eat right campus, or be it eat right toolkit or eat right stations, right? So now, guys, let's talk about food fortification. So guys, now food fortification, if you remember, in our first class, we talked about micronutrients, right? In those micronutrients, we spoke about vitamins. So now, not only vitamins, but also about important essential minerals, which are not present in our daily diet, right? So now, food fortification is a program by FSSAI. So also just remember the tagline, Sampurna Poshan Swasth Jeevan, right? So all these, you should remember the logo as well as the taglines. So food fortification is a scheme which has been recently launched by FSSAI, in which FSSAI has guided the food business operators to add certain vitamins, to add certain minerals in the food which we consume daily, so that we can so that we can fulfill the demand of those minerals in our daily diet, which are very, very essential and which we don't find easily in our food. So if you see here, the balanced diet and dietary diversification always prime source of fulfilling nutritional requirement. Food fortification is useful for complementary strategy to address widespread micronutrient deficiency. So guys, just remember, food fortification is the program to avoid micronutrient deficiency in our country. So we read about this, right? In first chapter, we read about micronutrients. So micronutrients are all vitamins or those minerals, essential minerals. So this program is just remember, whenever food fortification comes, so this is majorly to combat micronutrient deficiency in the country. So it involves adding small amount of vital micronutrients to the staple food, for which FSSAI has designed standards for fortification. So fortification fills the gap in the nutrition without any change in taste, texture, flavor of the food, thereby making it easy to adapt. So guys, all these minerals, all these vitamins that are added, they do not change the flavor, texture, or taste of the food. So these are easily acceptable by the consumers. So definitely, even you would have seen, right? We have fortified milk. So tomorrow, if you see the milk packet, you would notice there is a F logo on that. So that means this milk is fortified with vitamin A and D. So now, guys, again remember, vitamin A and D are fat soluble vitamins. These are not water soluble vitamins. So that is why vitamin A and D is added in the milk. So now try to relate everything, right? In our first class, we read about fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. So vitamin A and D we read in fat soluble vitamins. So that is why they are added in milk, because milk has fats. So now these vitamins can easily mix in this in the milk, and we can, when we consume the milk, so along with that milk, we are also taking these micronutrients, that is vitamin A and D. And again, vegetable oil, so oil are again fat, so these are also fortified with vitamin A and D. And if you see salt, so salts are fortified with iron and iodine. These are known as double fortified salt. So there is single fortified salt which is only fortified with iodine, but now in market you would find packaged of double fortified salt. So it contains iron and iodine. So even rice is fortified with various micronutrients, and even flour that we eat, right? chapatis that we eat, so wheat flour, even that is fortified with iron and other vitamins. So if you see here, I have given each and every oil and milk, it is fortified with vitamin A and D. Wheat and wheat flour and rice, it is fortified with iron, folic acid, vitamin B12. So these are very, very important to control anemia in our, especially in girls who are anemic, right? So these all control anemia. And wheat and rice, as you know, these are staple food of our whole country. So in order to combat anemia, FSSAI is promoting the addition of these vitamins. So double fortified salt, iodine and iron. Then again, F logo. So F logo is nothing but it indicates fortified foods, right? So guys, I hope things are clear. Just give me thumbs up if things are clear. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for confirming. So these are very, very interesting topic, guys, because not only from examination point of view, but also from the knowledge point of view, because you come across all these things every day in your life. Now just keep observing these things, right? So you have to, pick up all the packets whenever you go to market, you go to supermarket. So just see whichever food item you pick, you read the label properly, you read the ingredients properly, you read all these logos, what do they mean, right? So this is how you should prepare for your exam. And I would say FSSAI is such an exam for which you don't need any books, because these things are happening every day in your life, right? You are eating food every day, and food is the only thing which you eat every day, right? You can skip your school, your college, your sports, your jogging, but you would definitely eat food, right? So now, while eating food, make sure you observe what you eat. So that is how you should prepare for this exam. And that is the beauty of this exam, right? So now if we talk about the success stories, so if you see in fortification, as of now, 114 large as well as MSMEs companies are offering 157 fortified products across commodities. So guys, can you imagine 157 fortified products are available in the market at this point? So now it's your duty, please, whenever you come across fortified food, I would recommend you just click the picture and send it to me, because that is how I would like to ensure that you guys are really observing things, right? So tomorrow, or whenever you go to your kitchen, if you see the packet, if you see any fortified sign, or be it any sign, just click the picture and share it with me, so that, I mean, this is a way to learn. So, right, even 157 products are in the market. I mean, even I have hardly seen, I have not seen more than 5 to 6 products, but 157 products are present in the market. So it's a huge achievement, I would say, right? So 47% of top 10 players in the refined industry, and 36% of the organized milk industry fortifying as per the FSSAI. So guys, if you see 45% of the edible oil industry, I mean 47% is a huge number, almost 50%, right? Half of the oil producing industry, they are already fortifying our edible oils. And definitely everyone uses oil in our food. So just go and check the packet or the bottle of your oil, whichever oil you use in cooking, and just check if that food is fortified, if that oil is fortified. And if it's not fortified, just tell your mother, or even you should pick the fortified food whenever you go to the supermarket, right? Even 36% of the organized milk industry, they are providing the fortified milk, right? So currently, if you see 19 states and 5 union territories, they have adopted food fortification of several commodities in the government scheme. So if you see, midday meal scheme, then integrated child development scheme, then safety net program, then public distribution system. So all these states and all these 5 union territories, through all these schemes, so everyone knows about public distribution scheme, right? These are nothing but the depots where you get all the wheat, rice, and all these ration, all the essential commodity at cheaper rates. So all these states, they are ensuring that in these PDS systems, all the fortified rice, all the fortified wheat is provided, not normal wheat is provided. Even midday meal scheme, everyone knows it's a government the initiative where in government schools, government is providing midday meals to all the students who attend the school, right? So in midday meal scheme also, all the food that is provided, it is fortified. And guys, remember, Chandigarh is the only state, it is one of the first state in which all the midday meal schools have been covered under fortified scheme. And in it's only the Chandigarh which is the state where all the schools, government schools, are provided this fortified food in the midday meal scheme. Then again, integrated child development scheme. I mean, throughout all these development schemes, fortified food is being provided now. So guys, safe and nutritious food. I mean, there is nothing much to learn in this. So I'll just show you one picture so you can easily make through it, right? Which is safe and nutritious food, why you should eat it. I mean, I need not to repeat, right? So if you see, you should avoid eating high salt, trans fat food, and high sugar, high fat food. And also only try to stick to our staple diet, because guys, staple diet is the best diet. I mean, our culture was always like that, but with the advent of these multi national companies, all these, food joints, international food joints, so our diet are shifting to all these bad habits. But make sure, guys, you, even if you're consuming sweets, you should eat homemade sweets, right? And also, I mean, try to include a balanced diet, try to eat a proper healthy meal, a healthy thali in your diet whenever you have food. Because I mean, these are very, very essential. If you are adhering to all these foods, then definitely you can save yourself from obesity, diabetes. And yeah, I mean, if you are consuming such foods, yeah, I mean, these are very, very tasty, right? These are very difficult to avoid. But yeah, okay, eating occasionally is fine, but make sure every day you consume only these foods, and eat these foods very, very occasionally. I would say rather once in a month. That's it, right? So, guys, that's all. I hope you would have enjoyed today's lecture. So now tomorrow we'll cover other initiatives of the FSSAI, all those initiatives that we talked about. So today we have covered the major important topics. So yeah, I mean, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. So in case you have any doubt, just WhatsApp me. I'm always available over there. So we'll meet tomorrow then. Good night, guys. I hope you enjoyed the lecture today. I really enjoyed. I was really enjoying when I was preparing this lecture. So I'm sure tomorrow when you join as a food safety officer or technical officer, you would definitely help FSSAI to achieve these initiatives, right? So guys, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow then. Right? Bye guys. Good night. Take care. Study hard. Study well.